We're going live. Are we live now? Yes, we are live. So we'll give it a minute for everybody to get on here tonight. Man, there's all right. Face is shining. Guess I'm getting hot out here. All right, so everybody, what's going on? Hello, everyone. I see that I had Trish on here. Hey, Animal on here, the Halo 784. And we have more people. Let me just pull up my phone. It's always easier to look at the live broadcast from my phone. Tonight, guys, we got 6 people on here so far. Tonight, I got a special treat. We haven't done this in a while. We got Build, Ride, Repeat in the building on the lower right of the screen. And we have Larry in the building on the upper right side of the screen. And you see me tall right here with the Road King behind me. Now we're going to give it a minute for people to get on here. We only have 8 people on here. Let's give it some time. And as I pull this up, we're going to, I'm going to greet everybody, read some comments, and then we're going to get to the conversation today. It's going to be a good conversation. Oh, we have 57. Yeah, that's completely delayed right there. Guys, let me wipe this off and make sure you guys are seeing us in the best light here. All right. Okay, so what's up, Cindy? How you doing, Cindy Mobley? Here. Box Thing, what's going on from Bristol? Taz HD, how you doing? Mike Soul Rider, how you doing? Somebody turn their volume down a little bit, please. A little bit or something. One of you guys, Bill Ryder or Larry, your volume. Okay, Chaz, Box Thing, Cindy Mobley, Jeffrey, Hollywood Gliding, Jonathan, Michael, Jack Black. What's going on, everybody? We got 66 people on here on this Wednesday night. We decided to come to you and talk about Harley-Davidson trends for 2023. First and foremost, if you just joined us tonight, my name is Tall, and this is YouTube channel Traveling Tall, and the channel is about test rides, tutorials, product reviews, installations, side-by-side comparisons, road trips, and it's mainly about Harley-Davidson motorcycles. That's my 2005 Zippers Performance Built Road King behind me. Tonight, we are lucky to have, again, on the lower side, there's still an echo, guys. I don't know which one of y'all is, but still an echo on one of the things. I hear a lot of feedback. On the lower side, we have Build, Ride, Repeat. Build, Ride, Repeat. Introduce yourself. I just told them who you are, but tell them what you do.
I'm a full-time father. At one point in time, I would say that I'm a motorcycle rider, but yeah, I had a family, and so yeah, but it's coming back real soon.
All right. So you know what? You start cutting yourself, so I'm going to do this, right? All right, so Build, Ride, Repeat. He is a fellow YouTuber. He's making content, and he's building a 2000 what Road King?
2001
Road King.
Yes, sir.
That you painted yourself.
Yes, sir.
What did you? And that bike should be done by Daytona.
Oh yeah. My dad and I are coming on ground to Daytona from Savannah. So yeah. So it was my dad's bike that's on the screen right here with the Redshift RS 528 cam upgrade for the 103.
Mm-hmm.
He's excited about the bike. He's got a full custom paint job. I got a whole build series of videos on my channel, Build, Ride, Repeat. And yeah, so we'll both be coming on ground. Me on my Muscle 107, Zippers Muscle 107. My dad on his Zippers Redshift cams, Redshift RS 528 upgrade. So yeah.
And guys, if you don't know this, Build, Ride, Repeat's dad was in the Navy, and he served on what's the name of the ship?
USS Lexington. CVCC.
The USS Lexington. And for his birthday, Build, Ride, Repeat surprised him with a custom paint job. He has a Road King painted like the USS Lexington with the high water marks and the runway and everything, with the helmet to match and all that. And if you haven't seen that, y'all make sure y'all go check out that video. But you also have a BSA, right?
Yes, sir.
A custom BSA.
Yes.
Don't be all this yes sir being all formal. You are the most trash talkingest person. So you have a custom You have a custom BSA.
Yes.
You have what's that Run DMC bike you have?
It's a Suzuki RF 900. So
Yeah.
it was Suzuki's Sport Tour bike before the Busa. It's 97. It was the last year they did that, and then they discontinued it, and they brought out the Busa.
And you customize all your bikes. You don't leave nothing stock. Right?
Nothing stock.
Nothing stock. This last one's customized and it's running too. Okay.
Right.
All right. So that's a little bit. Now that's how you introduce yourself, man. You tell the people who you are. There you go.
Hey, but I'm a father though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you're a father of two, right?
Family man.
Yeah, family man. Family man. Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about my friend Larry, who also is a Tennessee resident. So now, Larry, go ahead, Larry. You want to tell them a little bit about yourself, or you want me to?
I'm just a rider, man. I just ride, enjoy, go to a lot of. I'm retired, worked a long time, and I've been riding for about I was 16 when I started. 70, about 55 years probably. And off and on, when I had kids at home, I stopped riding and started back about 15, 20 years ago. And I built a Yamaha up, and I've kind of done some custom work to some Indians, and now Harleys, especially. Really enjoy working on Harleys.
Now let's say this. You guys seen Larry, you guys seen both of these guys in my video before, but Larry took a ride with us down to me and Harold down to Nashville to try those new Chick-fil-A hot wings. So
right.
Yeah, you saw him in that video, and he rides that other bike. He rides that Road Glide. But hey, tell him a little bit what you got done to your Road Glide, Larry.
It's a 19 Road Glide special, and it's got a 468 cam in it. It's got man, I don't know what all I've done to that thing.
Yeah, you've done a whole lot to it. Yeah, guys, y'all gonna have to
last few things I put I sent it off to get some engine work, but I put a Man of War compensator in it, and put a different clutch basket and clutches in it. It runs pretty good. It's a good running little motorcycle.
Right. Yeah. You know what? He trying to hold back. He ain't gonna tell us everything. But guys, all right. So that is the introduction, and that was a little bit, guys. I just want to make sure a lot of people get on here so we can have this conversation. Now, this is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about trends for 2023, and both of these guys, Bill Ride Repeat, has made custom bikes, and Larry has he goes everywhere. If there is a rally, there probably ain't a rally in the United States that he ain't been to. I'm telling you, he goes everywhere. He is all over the place. Right? Am I right or wrong? You
pretty good. Yeah, I've not been to Laconia. That's about the only one.
Okay, but you've been to the most famous one.
Oh yeah, I've been to Sturgis.
No, I said the most famous one.
Oh,
Run to the Hills.
Run to the Hills. I've been in twice.
Yeah, you've been to Run to the Hills.
Twice.
But all right, guys. So let's get to the conversation before I lose everybody here. So today's conversation, we're going to be talking about 2023 trends. What's on trend for 2023? Now, just to pull you guys into the conversation, again, hello to everybody on the side. Let's talk about this here. In 2022 and 2021, we saw a lot of trends come about on the Harley-Davidson baggers. And basically, guys, we're talking about baggers. 2022, in my opinion, was one of the hottest years for performance baggers. It seemed like everybody was doing some work on their bike to make it a performance bagger. Before that, you seemed like everybody had the big wheel baggers. So in 2023, I just want to ask you guys' opinion. What do you foresee for the year 2023 that they're going to be doing? Let's just strictly stick with baggers, Harley-Davidson baggers. Are you guys noticing any trends? Do you think any of those trends are going to carry over, or I have so many questions. Is big wheel baggers dead? Is performance baggers reached its peak? What do you foresee for 2023? And we're going to go with Bill Ride Repeat first. What do you think?
I think it's going to be like a fusion of essentially those two formats, whatever, like there are their own cultures. Like the big wheel baggers, you got the big wheel guys who are into like, the stereo stuff. So you got stereo, and you got like the big wheel, you get the paint, the big, huge, long saddlebags, and you get the performance guys with the big, long, with the extended shocks, extended forks, swing arms, 2-color headlights on the road glides or whatever, carbon fiber. I think what's probably going to happen is there's going to be like a medium where like there's going to be some guys going to merge the two, where they might take the stereo from the big wheel stuff, they might take the performance upgrade from the performance, like the engine performance upgrades, and then like make it to one particular middle of the road type of bike.
No, but let me ask you this. So are you a big, I'm just going to put it out there, put you right out there up front. Are you a big wheel bagger guy? Do you like the way they look?
No, I'm not really a big wheel bagger guy. Like I can appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into some of that stuff and the money spent, but like it's kind of like I see the big wheel baggers going the way of those big 250 tire choppers from back in like 2004 or 5. Like they're cool, but like you honestly can't turn them around in the middle of the street. Like how you couldn't turn those big American Iron Horse choppers. You had to do all this figuring around to get those bikes to turn around and whatever. So
I'm listening to you. I'm just texting somebody to just text me.
no problem. Yeah, I mean, essentially,
I sent you the link now, New York. Sorry about that.
Yeah, essentially, like those big wheel baggers, they just keep getting longer.
Yeah,
and
what do you think, Larry? What do you think about what he's saying? Then I'll get back to what you think the trend for 23 is going to be.
I kind of agree with him a lot. I think trending wise, I think that people haven't really exposed the performance baggers yet. I think it's just on the cuff. I think probably the next couple of years, you'll see a lot of people converting over to the performance baggers. As far as the big wheel, I appreciate the big wheels, but I'm in Tennessee choking.
Well, hey, while you get yourself together, go ahead and get you something to drink there. COCGS says, I don't think performance baggers have hit their peak yet. So specifically, performance-wise, popularity-wise, possibly. So he thinks that they haven't hit their peak yet.
Yeah.
I
don't believe so either.
We're already, okay, here's the thing. We're already at now 143s, okay? Where can you go from there? I mean, is there any more room for performance? What are you going to do? The frame, it can only hold so much.
Right.
I mean, am I wrong? What do you think?
Because like if you take in consideration that like you got these big wheel guys with turbos on their bike, like
right.
where are you gonna go with a 32-inch wheel in front of your bike and a turbo? Like
yeah.
So I mean it looks pretty, but
you saying it looks pretty, but the power that you put down with that turbo, the speeds that you can run, you would not run a 30-inch tire.
It's impossible to run in a big wheel bagger.
Yeah. Okay, so back to you, Larry. You good?
Yeah, I'm good now. I think the guys that I live in Tennessee, we ride the mountains, we roll pretty hard, and big wheel baggers are good for looking good, going to the bars or whatever, going to shows. I think they look great. But as far as performance goes, I think people are just now getting into the performance baggers. And I think that it's gonna, I mean, the last couple of years, you've seen a lot of people go that way. And especially since you see the King of the Bagger races and stuff, you got the bagger race group that are racing across the country, and people are really leaning that way. So you're going to see more performance going on. It's just like back in the 60s when we used to build cars.
Yeah.
And they quit building cars like in the 80s and 90s. A few people kept it up, but you kind of see that coming back. So I think the performance bikes will be coming back. I mean, just coming up.
Well, here's the thing about that performance baggers. So here's the thing. It's not new. A lot of people think it's new. They think it's on trend. It is on trend now, but it's definitely not a new thing. Because if it was a new thing, and I'm going to throw this one to Build, Ride, Repeat, if it was a new thing, somebody that we both know wouldn't be in business for 40 years of making performance parts. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about Zipper's Performance, over 40 years in business of making performance parts. So it might be newer to road glides and street glides and road kings. Well, because those bikes are not really that old anyway, if you look at it in that way, but the performance Harley-Davidson game is not a new thing. Now, again, what do you guys think about the frame? You think, what are they going to? These bikes are really pushing heavy numbers now. People with 143s, the frame can only take so much. There's not really tires rated for some of the speed and horsepower that we are putting out. You know what I mean? Right. I'm gonna add you in just a second, man. Okay. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. All right. So what do you think? You think? You got any more opinion on that, or y'all want to move on to something else? I got to add another.
No. I mean, yeah, the speed rating on tires and everything. Like, if you take in consideration, like I've seen you at a couple of AMRA, HDRA like events and stuff.
Yeah,
and a lot of those bikes that they have out there, the straightaway bikes, a lot of those bikes pretty much made the same. Like a lot of them are modified stock chassis or whatever, with like bigger engines in it, whatever. So it's all about tire rating and everything. But
I believe the frames are gonna just get lighter. They'll probably use better product, like airplane frame and titanium and stuff like that.
Right.
I could see it going in that direction, but I believe everybody's gonna push the envelope on power.
Right.
Yeah, but man, I think we're there. I mean, I'm serious. I think we're there. And guys, before I bring in my other guests, I just want to tell you guys, I told you we were going to cap it at 20 minutes, but we just really got in the conversation, and we are 3 minutes from 20 minutes. Are y'all good staying a little bit longer?
Oh yeah, we can go a little longer.
All right. All right. So I'm about to click on right here, click him in, and can you hear me?
Hear you loud and clear, Tall. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. How you doing? Guys, if y'all don't know who this is the real New York. This guy has been supporting the YouTube channel, for years.
Just the beginning.
Always commenting, telling everybody to smash that like
button. Smash the like button.
It's the first time that we're actually talking live here like this. So, guys, again, now, the real New York, are you riding now? What are you riding?
I'm riding a 2011 Street Glide custom. It's all custom.
Okay.
Stretch bags, and I'm actually doing some upgrades to it. I'm going to the newer style bags, but it's my baby.
All right. Well, I want to get your opinion on something here. We talked about big wheel. Let's just all take this vote. I'm not gonna vote on it. Big wheel baggers, are they dead? Real New York.
The big wheel baggers, I wouldn't say they're dead. It's just it's getting to a point now where it's not just about the big wheel baggers now. Now it's about the fat tire baggers. Everybody's going to the bigger fat wheels in the front now because of the handling. I've got a chance to ride one of them, and I was like, wow, this is a whole lot better handling. It made me want to go to that either in a 21 or a 23.
Right.
That part I'm not going to lie about. The big wheel baggers, no, they're not dead. It's just a certain audience for.
All right, so I'm gonna hold up just a second. Larry and Bill ride. Fat tire baggers, y'all fans of those?
They're cool.
You don't get excited about it. I can tell. Okay, Larry, what do you think about it?
They're okay.
They're okay.
I wouldn't have one personally, but I think they're good to look at. Yeah.
All right. So to get your opinion, I'm gonna ask y'all's opinion one more time about the big wheel baggers. So the real New York, you're saying that they're not over with.
No, they're not.
But your opinion, what do you think about them?
I actually love them, believe it or not. It's just, I'm like you, I do a lot of riding. So putting an extra big wheel on wouldn't benefit me as far as for my daily rider. But the next one I'm going to build is not going to be a daily rider. It's going to be to go to bike nights, go to shows with. That is going to be a big wheel bagger.
Right. Okay. All right.
That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
That's okay. So let me say this. Everybody in the comment section, everybody. Hey, there's Tiffany Renee. I'm sorry, Tiffany. I did not acknowledge you last time. I saw you, but you were gone before then. So, guys, y'all shout out her. She's a YouTuber. Tiffany Renee, what's going on?
What up, sis? Shut up, my sis.
So, everybody in the comment section side, let's take a vote. Big wheel baggers, are they in or out? No. Big wheel baggers, do you like them or not? Yes or no? Big wheel baggers. Everybody in the comment section.
In the comment section.
Yeah. We Hollywood Glider. We ain't talking about fat tires because I've seen some fat tires like with 19s on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Out for the motor maids, not for long haul. Okay. And Cindy's a rider, so she can tell you. So Sam Mooney says no. No. All right. Is there going to be any more for big wheel baggers? Okay. All right. Hollywood Gladden says, yeah. All right. Yes, but not for me, Steve says. Okay, yes. All right, so we got some KJ says nope. So we got some big wheel bagger fans. It's like a mixture between two, you know what I mean? And we already went to that whole point where he just Real New York brought in fat tire baggers. And I like the fat tire baggers better than the big wheel baggers. I think those are some really, some of them are really nice looking. There was a Road Glide, and if he's watching, shout out to you. They came run to the hills, and you guys, you remember that? Well, Bill Rod, you weren't here, but Larry, you remember that Road Glide that had that fat front tire on the front of it?
I do.
That was a good looking bike, right?
Pretty bike, yeah.
Yeah. So so somebody got their volume up too loud to turn it down a little bit. But all right. So we talked about that. So I didn't give you a chance, the Real New York, to say what you think the trend is going to be for 2023. What do you think the trend for custom baggers are going to be for 2023?
I think the fat wheel baggers, I think that's really coming up to a point where I'm starting to see more of them, especially for a lot of places I ride to. When I was out in Memphis, I've seen a lot more of them. When I was in Florida, I'm starting to see more of them, especially now that they make it in a 23. I've seen a lot of 21s with them on there, few of the 19s, but I think that's where things are starting to kind of move to because more people want to enjoy the ride. Nothing wrong with the big wheel bagger. I said I love them, but for me, I'm ground pounding and I ride from state to state. I want to make sure I'm comfortable and make sure that for me, wherever I go, if I have a flat, I get it fixed. So that's why I have a 21 in the front.
That's how I feel. Guys, people ask me that all the time. Why did I put a 21 on the front of my motorcycle? Because they have 21s in stock. If you're anywhere in the United States, you can get a 21-inch front wheel for your motorcycle. If you go to 23s, not so much. They don't have them in stock so much. But let me ask you guys that. Is that kind of what you think when you see someone with a big wheel on the front? I always assume that they're not really riding it like someone with like a regular size tire on the front. But I've heard people say that they get out there and they put it down just like anybody else. Has that been y'all experience? Have you ever seen anybody out there with it? Go ahead.
One of my buddies right now, he's rode from Omaha all the way to Memphis on a 30. He's also rode the Florida. He rides that bike everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
And the thing about it is,
he's proving it wrong. Yeah.
And I had to ask him, I said, when you ride this far, and I even did a video on this on my YouTube channel. I said, when you ride this far, you get a flat, what do? He said, well, the first thing I do is before I plan a route riding somewhere, I look up every shop that's within those areas of going to see if they got a 30. And I said, okay. He said, just in case something happens. He said, but I'm not scared to ride my bike anywhere. I ride anywhere. I said, I know. I've ridden with you. We rode from, y'all came from Omaha, met y'all in KC. We rode all the way to Memphis.
Wow.
Pound for pound. And I was like, wow, this is crazy that you don't mind riding that far. I said, because that's always been my nervousness. That's why I didn't want to go bigger than a 21. Yeah. And now I'm starting to see more shops carry 23s in it now. I saw a Harley dealership have a 23 in stock.
Oh, okay.
And I was shocked.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Bruce Myers down there, down in Daytona, they had a couple 23s in stock, and I was shocked.
Yeah. Well, a friend actually asked me that today. He just bought a Road Glide. All my friends getting Road Glides. I do not know what's going on with that, but a friend asked me that today.
They're telling you something, dog.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Hey, Larry rides a Road Glide, but Bill Ryder Pete rides one of these Kings back here. Ain't that right? Bill Yeah, but one of my friends
riding a Road Glide, though. I just be honest with you.
Yeah, here we go. We ain't gonna start that today.
I'm gonna leave that alone because I love them both.
Yeah. I mean, if you saw the Harley thing, then you know that I was riding one. So a lot of people have been pretty nice about that, though. They haven't been giving me a lot of trouble, but I really like that Road Glide I was riding. But anyway, I had a friend today. He was asking me about fixing his motorcycle, and he's talking about different size wheels. And I recommended to him a 21 for that same reason that you guys just said, that they're more accessible, that you can find them anywhere. And my thing is, that your friend is the first person I heard that rides a 30 long distance, and that's pretty impressive. But the thing, I don't know how much success he's actually finding 30-inch wheels along the route. You know what I mean? That's another thing that I don't want to worry about. If I get out somewhere in the middle of Nevada and I have a flat tire on my street glide over there, most of those dealerships are going to have 21s. But anyway, let's change gears a little bit, fellas. Let's talk about some other things about we were talking about performance. We was talking about 21-inch wheels. Oh, thank you, Boxstang. Thank you. Hold on just a second. Let me address this. So what's too big to be comfortable and easy? Guys, I'm addressing this question to y'all. Boxstang asked it. So what's too big to be comfortable and easy to ride? I've been told that too much change front to rear size is harder to control. Has any of you guys rode a big wheel bagger before?
I have. I've ridden all the way to a 32, and it was actually on that Road King was amazing that it handled so well. I thought I was gonna have a hard time doing the turns because I rode it from his house to my house to do the stereo upgrade, and I was like, "Yo, this is actually not that bad. I can actually do a full turn in it." And because it was stretched out so far, it was actually comfortable. I was still sitting back, and I rode it all the way home. It just felt funny because I wasn't used to it. But once I got used to it halfway through the ride, it wasn't that hard to handle. It was actually easier to turn.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll be honest with you. The biggest wheel I ever rode was a 21. I've never rode even a 23. So, I need to ride a big wheel bagger before I make my final judgment on it. Now, you guys didn't ask, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I can respect all motorcycles. I think big wheel baggers look good. I think performance baggers look good. I think fat tires look good. So it's just, Harley-Davidson, you make it your own, you make it unique, and it's kind of like a representation of who you are. You put your spin on it, and I can appreciate different styles from different people. And I've seen some. I was down in Daytona last year, and this guy he looked like he had a 30 on the front and a 30 on the rear, about that thin. I don't know what it was. It was some kind of soft tail, but he had two big 30s on it, and that was the coolest thing I ever seen. It was a pretty cool bike. It wasn't a bagger, of course, but
maybe was it built like a flat tracker or something like that? Not a flat tracker.
Yeah, like a board tracker, a board racing bike. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So, Larry, Bill Rod, y'all got anything to add to any of this?
No, I'm good.
Oh yeah, like I said, I could totally respect everybody's build. Like I said, I appreciate the craftsmanship and just the design of a lot of those bikes. Like there's a lot of people don't realize the amount of work that goes into all the custom molding and body work and graphics and paint and stuff like that. And so a lot of those bikes have like really nice intricate paint jobs, airbrush work. You got like stereo. Some guys have, like I said, the turbos. It might have 131s or whatever, 124s. So yeah, a lot of them are built correctly and are built right. Just that, sometimes it's like I don't know how long. Like I look at it from the standpoint of, all right, so what's next? So,
well, I think when somebody builds a motorcycle on trend, and they make it with all the trendy stuff that's hot right now, it could easily be out of style in about 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you build it with all the hottest, trendiest stuff right now. You know what I mean? So I love looking at it. But for me, I'm going to stay middle of the road. I'm not going to build anything radical, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to leave it stock. And
Right.
that's how, and Larry, that seems like that's about your style too, right?
It is.
Yeah. Just something that's not going to be, you know, just out of style 2 years down the way. But we got a question right here, guys. We got a question from Mr. Hen Dog, and thank you for the donation. It says, is a Street Glide a good beginner bike? I'm 6'2". I'm going to give it to the panel. What y'all think?
I would say
Tell the
yeah.
truth, man.
As far as a beginning bike, I don't think so. I think it's a little heavy.
Okay.
But if you've ridden some and got some experience, yes, it's a super bike to ride.
What was the question?
Is a Street Glide a good beginner bike? And he is 6'2".
Any bike that you can get that you can afford is a good beginner bike.
Exactly.
So as long as you're riding.
And respect that bike.
So
elaborate now. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he said exactly. But some of these bikes are 860 pounds. So you're going to put a fresh newbie, somebody that just started riding, on an 860-pound motorcycle and say, all right, get out there and learn and ride this bike.
We put 60-year-olds in 3,000.
I'm letting you guys answer, but I'm saying I don't know about it.
I'm gonna answer that all the way to the fullest. I've had ladies on my show that never owned a bike, never rode, and they went and bought a road glide and doing it. And when I interviewed her, Tiffany Renee will even tell you, because she's seen when I've interviewed them, because she's been on the show as well.
What she said. She said right there, I just did a video on that. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. And they got on there and they said, never rode, never did anything, but I bought the bike I wanted and I learned on that bike and respected that bike. And a few of them say, yeah, I fell over this and that, turning real slow, but I learned how to do it and now I'm rolling. And a lot of them going state to state in it. So my thing is, if they can do it, I say anybody can do it. Just take the proper measurements, take the right courses that you need to take. The MSF course is available. Go sign them, go take it. And take time. Go to a parking lot and just try to learn slowly. After that, take your time.
And buy the bike you want.
Yeah.
You said buy the bike you want. Okay.
Buy the bike you want.
I agree with people buying.
2 people said buy the bike you want. Larry's saying you should go in steps. Agree,
because
Larry?
we live in Tennessee. We got mountains, hills, slants. And if you don't know how to negotiate that stuff, I don't care. I've seen guys that ridden bikes for years, like lived in New York and came down here and rode on some of these mountain rides, and they just was lost in those curves. You gotta learn how to negotiate that stuff.
Listen, this is nothing against anybody anywhere, so I'm not even going to say the state. But usually when something happens on the Dragon, we know that they're from up north. Let's just say that. Because when they come to Tennessee, they're not used to the roads, some of the roads that we have. Now, they got curvy roads all up there, but the way that the Dragon is, it's a curvy road, and it has a crown in the road, and it pushes you one way or the other. And some people are not used to that, and they think, oh, it's just a curvy road, I can go through there fast. Well, this curve, you might be able to go through there fast, but the next curve, it crowns and kind of pushes you towards the edge, and there is no room on some of them. There's no room for any amount of error because you're going off the side of the mountain. And so I agree with what Larry is saying, because that I've seen that happen. And I think like Tiffany Renee, she said that she did, but here's the thing. I think that somebody should get the fundamentals of learning how to ride the motorcycle first. Mastering the clutch, the gas, and all these things, because when you get on these bikes, then you have to actually master the weight of it and know that if you get this thing over too far, it's going to fall over on you. So I think I kind of lean like he's saying that you should go in steps. Now, Mr. Hendog, I saw your question right here. It says, I went to Harley and they told me it would be okay because I'm 260 pounds. Well, the Real New York says people do it all the time. Bill Ride Repeat says people do it all the time. Larry and I said, well, I mean,
I wouldn't say get on the Dragon.
What
you don't know how. I said I wouldn't say if you begin a rider, get on the Dragon, because you're right. It's parts of that road, because I've ridden it and it does this, and you don't know it until you get up on it. If you're too far to that right, it's gonna make you go to that mountain. You're too far to the left, it's gonna make you lean to the other lane. That's so if you knew, don't get on a road that you're not used to or something that's too curvy. Yeah. Try to stay on something that's more straighter that you can learn on, and go to parking lots and learn how to do your figure eights.
Yeah. Seat time. Seat time. That's exactly right. Seat time is the key. And I don't care if your buddies are going to the Dragon, don't just jump on and like, hey, we're going, I'm going with you. No, that's a trip that you need to sit out unless you put some real miles on your bike and knowing your bike. And guys, for me, I know we changed the subject, but it's all right. We can talk about whatever. For me, I think when you buy a new motorcycle, when I bought my first Harley, I went on a road trip. When I bought my second Harley, I went on a road trip. Every Harley that I ever bought, I go on a long road trip. And that's a good way to get acclimated to your motorcycle. That's a good way to just putting miles on that bike lets you really understand the bike, where when you stop, you know that you can't lean it over but too far. That's when the weight's really going to get on it. You know that when you're going around a curve, how it's going to handle when you're going in certain situations around the curve. You know how it accelerates, you know how it brakes. So buying a new motorcycle, in my opinion, the best thing to do is to take a trip, not to the Dragon or anywhere like that, but just getting on the highway and just rolling out, you know what I mean? And getting to know that bike. Now, guys, I'm going to get some questions right here on the side. Again, we got NBT3. Good to see you, NBT3. Jeff Rodini, Eastern roads can be a little potholy. That's true. Real New York, I know that's your name, but where you from?
I'm originally from New York, Southside Jamaica, Queens, and yes, it is a lot of potholes there. I'm in KC right now, and even from a lot of states I've went to, especially to Tennessee, Memphis for one. Oh my God, there's a lot of potholes there. And and the thing about it is, as you're going on a lot of these road trips and you're riding, really, especially someone you've never been, really pay attention to the road. Yeah. You have music going, really pay attention to that road. Look ahead, look down, look ahead. Don't just be looking one way, look all the way ahead, because you may see something. And if you're rolling too fast, you see at the last minute, especially with a pothole, it could be something treacherous.
Definitely. And, but Bill Roderick Petey, he lives up in the DC, Maryland area. He ain't got to worry about that. Ain't no potholes around there, huh?
For this to be the nation's capital, we have some of the raggediest streets.
Yes, they do.
And I'm like, how does it even happen? Man, look, you talking about in my car, I've lost so many tires just from hitting potholes on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. Yeah. And what sucks about it is you call the freaking people to tell them, like, hey, I hit a pothole. They're like, oh, well, you got to call the state. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, what part of the park were you on? Oh, you got to call the Park Service. And you get to run around like nobody was like, well, and you go back to take a picture of the thing, they don't fill it in. So I'm like, man, come on, man.
No, I know, man. That's y'all got some rough roads up there, y'all do. I guess all the snow or whatever that they get around that area or something. I don't know what it is, but there's some pretty rough roads in that whole Elk Ridge, Baltimore, DC area or whatever. All right, guys. Well, if y'all can give me the panel right here, we're at almost 40 minutes. Oh, I got a question on the side for you. Box Thing 40. Thank you for the donation too. I'm going to read some of these questions. If y'all can give me 5 minutes, and then we can answer these people's questions on the side, and then we'll let you go. I know y'all been on here for a while. Okay? Y'all good?
Oh, yeah.
I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. How many, this is from Box Thing 40. How many of you run air ride? Is it a better handling, or just to be able to drop it, which is cool too?
Ooh, I run air ride. I run dirty air. I'm gonna tell you right now, best upgrade I ever did besides my bars. I thought the factory, and then I upgraded to something else. I'm not gonna name the company. I thought that was one of the best rides when I upgraded to the other company. But then when I went to dirty air, which is here in Kansas City, I was like, oh my God, this felt like I'm riding on an Escalade. And the bumps were not as bad. Like I always used to hit this one area where they had these little lumps, especially when I went to Chicago. and it just felt like I was just floating in the ocean. I said, wow, this is a better ride. And also the air ride helps letting down, especially if you're letting another passenger get on, especially a lady. And she doesn't have to hop all the way on because it's all the way down. To me, and it's just my point of view, from me riding air ride for now since 2021. I love it and will never go back to anything else.
Okay. I've never rode a bike other than, hold on, I see that, Mr. Hen Dog. I'm sorry. I'll get to that in just a second. But thank you for the donation. Other than a bike that my 2014 Street Glide had air shocks, you remember the kind that you would have to air it up and it had the hose running to the other side? And it had a leak in them, so they would leak down all the time and I had to pump them up. That's not technically air ride. That's just the stock shocks that they have. So no, I've never. What you say?
Right. So I think they call it they're air assisted or whatever.
Yeah. So what about you, Larry? Have you rode a bike with air ride before?
No, I haven't. I just got Legends on mine right now. I changed from the stock shocks to the Legends.
Yeah.
And it really changed the ride on my bike.
Yeah. And Bill Ride, you what do you have? You run a stock or anything yet?
Stock right now, but I'm looking to upgrade soon. So maybe when I get down to Daytona, I get a chance to look at some of the vendors and try to figure out which direction I'm going to go as far as what shocks I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Whether it be Legends
so right here
or
it says
Progressive.
Progressive, you said you're going to go with them?
So whether it be Legends or Progressive, I'm not sure.
There's another option now. Come on now. You forgetting Oldings.
Oldings.
I mean,
you can't forget about them.
Yeah. You can't forget about Oldings. Yeah.
The way in the words of Kevin Hart, the way my account set up, I don't know what you do that.
In all honesty, the Oldings aren't that much more expensive than anything else.
No.
Right. Yeah, true.
Their price right in there.
Yeah. All right. So we got a question from Mr. Hen Dog, and thank you for the donation. For the panel, his question for the panel. For the panel that said no, what is a good beginner bike for bigger guys? So I guess he's talking to me and you, Larry. Good beginner bike for a bigger guy.
Oh, man.
I'm about to contradict myself. I'll say it, and I'm about to really contradict myself because I said, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Come on with it.
I think a Road King, and I know you're going to say it's only like 30 pounds less than some of these other bikes, but for my opinion, I think a Road King is the best handling Harley-Davidson out there, period. And I think that he's a big guy and you could handle a Road King. I think a Road King would be a good first bike. I do. I don't know why, because it's not much lighter than a Street Glide, not much lighter than a Road Glide. It's just, but I still think that a Road King is a really good handling bike. And if he's a big guy and he's 6'2", the main thing is not being on your toes. You don't want to have a big, heavy bike if you're not used to riding bikes and you're on your toes. If you can flat foot that bike and you still have some strength in your legs, then I wouldn't worry about you riding a new Road King. Now, if we were talking about something like, and I know that just really contradicted myself because I said, well, maybe you shouldn't start on a big bike, but just Road Kings, for my opinion, they just ride different than Street Glides and Road Glides. They do. I don't know what it is, but they do. And if we're talking about, what was you gonna say, Larry?
It's the fairing on the Street Glide and the Road Glide that makes the difference from a Road King. See, the Road King doesn't have that bit fairing on it, so it is lighter. The whole bike is lighter. And I agree. If he got a Road King and he's a big guy, it'd be a good bike. Yeah.
Road King forever.
Yeah.
Road King.
Road Kings are great riding.
I like Road Kings too.
They're sweet.
Yeah, I like Road Kings too. Yeah, they are. And that's why you see a lot of law enforcement, they riding Road Kings. Like in DC, y'all got Road Kings, don't you?
Yeah.
Bill Ride.
Actually, I've seen, unfortunately, so they got like some cops here that are on Road Kings, and then they got some cops that are on like Honda Rebels. And I'm like, man, what did y'all do to get put on Honda Rebels?
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now,
cop on foot than be on the Rebel.
Here they're riding Street Glides and Road Glides.
Yeah.
And they have the hologram on them, and you can't tell. Like when I'm riding, they'll see me, they'll come and join in with me, staggered behind me, like we're riding together just to catch people.
Wow.
Oh man. Oh, okay. And
They
that's
do
in
that
Kansas
all the
City,
time.
right?
Yeah, right in
Okay.
Kansas City. Oh, I know now they're gonna be trying to pull me over now.
Over the bridge in Virginia, they've got some of their cops are on BMWs over there.
Yeah. One part of town
Oh,
here.
West
they're like,
Virginia. Hold on, I just saw another. Oh, okay. All right. So I got another question from the subscribers on the side here. It says the gangster lifestyle experience. Says Corbin seat or Saddleman.
ooh.
I ride a Corbin.
Corbin.
I love Corbin. Yeah.
Bill Ride.
That's a hard one.
I guess it's all in how you feel, how it feels, whatever. I don't have either. But I'm looking to try to go by Corbin in Daytona because they have a facility in Daytona. So I don't know if they make seats and all there or whatever, but I do know they have a facility there. So I'm going to try to go by there.
They make them in
when I get down there.
California. They make them in California, but they sell them in Daytona.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But they will
put in border for.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on a stock. It looks stock, but it's modified by me. I took the insides out, put gel in and all that to comfort for me. But I've sat on both seats, and just for me, the carbon seat, I like the look and everything. But when I was riding my buddy's bike long distance, it was like, okay, after a while, usually I can go in between gas stops. But I was like, yo, I don't feel my cheeks at all. I don't feel nothing. But when I was on the saddle seat,
what was you riding? You said
I was actually riding a Road King that had a carbon seat on it. And it had the front and the back seat. And the thing about it was usually in between fill-ups, I can just roll. And then by the time I'm starting to feel something, it's time to get off to get gas. Well, I was like, bro, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel nothing. I'm sitting. I don't feel nothing. I need to walk around for a minute. But when I was on the Saddleman seat, I can go a little bit longer, but it had me sitting up tall. I'm not as tall, but I'm 6'1.5", and it just had me kind of sitting up a little too high while I was getting helmet buffer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he didn't say, or they didn't ask about LaPera. I'm a LaPera guy now. However, when I was somewhere at a rally, I forgot, it was a while back ago, I actually talked to the guys over at Saddleman, and I was sitting on their seats, and they really have some nice looking seats and really comfortable looking seats, but I've never ran anything on my bike other than LaPera. Now, my friend Tez, y'all saw him in this video. He has an Ultra, 2015 Ultra. He has, I know if he's watching, he has a Saddleman seat with heated seats and everything. This thing is like, I tease him about it all the time. I told him he has all kinds of money because he got this very expensive Saddleman seat, right? But he loves it. He loves it. And I think Harold has a Saddleman seat. I'm the only one that runs LaPera seats, and I like my LaPera seat because I like the way it looks. It's a good looking seat.
But Harold has a Saddleman seat? Okay.
Yeah, I can't ride from tank to tank on my seat. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. I can't do that.
On your LaPera?
Yeah, on my LaPera, I can't. I cannot run tank to tank. I'm the first, maybe at first I can, but then after a while, I'm running about 100, and I got to get up. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I should try something else. But I like my LaPera so much.
I can ride tank to tank on mine.
You had to get one of them gel pads like the old dudes.
And that's
I
what
had one. It still didn't work.
Look, I'm gonna give you the secret. I went to a store called Joann's that a lot of older women go to and get stuff. They had the thick gel. I took the staples off my seat, folded it back, cut out that whole middle part, and stuffed it in there.
Yeah.
Put it back. Best seat I ever sat on. It never gets hot. My bike has sat in 100-degree weather, and that seat was still cool.
Man, I'm gonna have to try something because listen, hey,
it cost me $12.
I can't. Oh, I got a Mr. Henny Doggy Dog. Listen, you can just put questions in. I mean, you don't have to keep donating, but I definitely appreciate it. But I just don't. I'll ask your question. It says, can you throw saddlebags on it so I can tour? Yeah, Road King comes with saddlebags. Is that what you're asking, Mr. Henny Doggy Dog 3? And again, thanks for the donation. Put that in the comments below. I mean, not comments. Put that in the next question. Are you talking about the Road King that we were telling you about? All right. And while we're doing that, let me acknowledge some other people. Again, Cindy Mobley in here, riding and wrenching. Harley Hammock. Man, I reached out to you earlier today. I wanted you on this panel. Captain Slick, Greg Jensen says, I have a hammock. It's great. Captain Slick says, bicycle riding pants. That could be a trick. Riding and wrenching, testify my brother. I don't know. That's a conversation they must be having. From Randall Blankenship. What's going on, Randall? And Dennis Freeman says, are you tall, 6'4" or more in Texas? I need comfort. What's a best gel? Oh, okay. So I guess he's asking you real New York. And I use an air pad. Okay. And it's okay when we build our motors, you have to fuel up more. So it gets you off the bike. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So Mr. Henny Dog was talking about the Road King. Mr. Henny Doggy Dog 3, a Road King comes with saddlebags. Yes, sir. It comes with hard saddlebags, just like any Harley-Davidson. It just does not have, well, not any Harley-Davidson, any Harley-Davidson touring bike. It just doesn't have the front fairing or anything on it, but you can add a windshield. And my opinion, now I can speak from this. I've had windshields. I still like fairings better than windshields. What do you think, Larry? Have you, Bill Ryan?
I've had windshields and fairings.
What do you think?
A good windshield on the Road King works really well.
Better than a fairing on a street glide or a road glide?
You don't get the buffeting.
Yeah, I guess so, because it gets above your head. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, that's the answer right there. I think that you should I think a Road King would be a good one. And I'm going to tell you this because I really like the Harley-Davidson Milwaukee 8s. And I know the real New York, you said you have that twin cam. It's what's that, 103?
Yeah,
2011. Okay, Bill Rodriguez, he has a twin cam and he's building a muscle. And Larry, he has Milwaukee 8. Have you ever had a twin cam, Larry?
Yes, 110.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this, guys. I love the new Milwaukee 8. I think that's just a awesome motor. And real New York, if you get a chance to ride one, make sure. One. I mean, okay, man. I'm telling you, it's a smooth motor. It's a good motor, and you can make good numbers and power out of it. But I was going to tell. That's what I was going to tell him, that if you're looking for a Road King, I would try to find a Milwaukee 8 Road King. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I agree with that.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I love my twin cam, my next bike that's going to go along with this bike is going to be a road glide. It's going to have Milwaukee 8 all day.
Yeah.
When I first started, I had a Fat Boy with the 110, and it was strong, and I thought it was the fastest thing in the world until I rode a Milwaukee 8, a special one that's built.
Yeah.
And nothing like it.
No, you right about that. Man, we got 140 people on here, but I told
smash the like button.
Yeah, smash the like button. I told everybody that they're going to be on here for 20 minutes, and we've been on here way longer than 20 minutes. But let me acknowledge these people, and then we're going to wrap this up, guys. I see Riding Fish in the house.
Yeah, what's up, Riding Fish? All right.
I see Christian Biker in the house. Everything's Harley in the house. There's a lot of people. Cindy Mobley again, Deborah Lindsay, One Day ULC. Would you send in your flywheel or the whole crankcase if rebuilding? I've had it both ways, but now I have the Dark Horse. Built from Dark Horse. What do you think, Bill Robert? You want to answer that real quick?
What's that? What's the question?
Says, would you send in your flywheel or the whole crankcase if rebuilding?
Well, you could call them and order. I believe you could call them order a flywheel.
Right.
I know you can do that for a twin cam. They don't need like your core or anything for a twin cam. I'm not sure how it works for Milwaukee 8s, but yeah, man, just give them a call. John Dahmer is the guy you may talk to when he's got to answer the phone up there, I believe. He'll set you right and let you know what you got, what you need. Tell them what you're trying to do. I mean, they do crankcases and everything, so you can send your whole bottom end to them. They could get it all prepped and everything. Do all your if you're doing the bigger cylinders or whatever, they do all that. So it all depends on what you want to spend.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what the ball's out to.
Okay, we're about to end this, guys, but KC Moto says there's no time limit when talking about motorcycles.
He's right.
But,
shout out to KC Moto. I have one question.
Sure, go ahead.
Tall, I've been doing a podcast now 3 years.
I'm on the hot seat now. Huh?
He's on the hot seat. I've been trying to get you on. Man, can I get you on this year?
I think I got bad reception. The Wi-Fi is going out.
There you go.
Man, listen. Hey, look. The Real New York, you can get me on. Matter of fact, I want to come on there and talk about what I got going on in Daytona. I want to come on there and talk about Harley-Davidson motorcycles with you. So, yes, let me know, and I'll get on the podcast with you. My thing is when people ask me to do these interviews or whatever, you're going to say this is weird because we're doing something now. It just makes me nervous. I don't know why. I'm not nervous doing this, but when I get on other people's stuff, and then I'll listen to it later on, I'm like, man, I sounded, kind of crazy or whatever. So,
but believe it or not, my podcast is just like how we doing right now. We just sit, we just talk, we just vibe. We're gonna talk about motorcycles. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna let you just talk. I'm like, what you got going on? Talk, and that's it. And some people may ask some questions. Tall, what's this? What's that? You might have somebody ask for an autograph or a picture. Where you gonna be at Daytona? And that's it. We just sitting here vibing, having a good time.
All right, I'll tell you what.
Why don't we do this again on his podcast, Tall?
What do you say?
Why don't we meet up again on his podcast? All three of us is going to this podcast.
There you go.
Over there.
Let's do it.
Hey, we can do that. Listen, when's your next podcast?
I know I have something Friday night with the Roundtable Ladies Night, but next week we can do it. You tell me what day next week. I'm gonna look on my calendar and I'll message you right here on I'm actually on Instagram. I know Wednesday I have a guest. I have Monday free. I have Tuesday free. Just let me know.
So you do this every night on a podcast?
I usually try to do it 4 times a week. I took a break and did it twice a week. Shout out to Miss Tiffany Renee. She's been on the show. Shout out to my homegirl Queen Sit, my neighbor right up the road. She's been on the show as well. And I'm like, the missing puzzle is Traveling Tall. I've been trying for 3 years to get him on. And he knows it. That's why he's laughing. He knows I've been trying.
All right. Okay. So here's the thing. You're hearing it here, guys. I'm going to be on the Real New York podcast. So I'm not responsible for the things that I may see on there. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah, no. Yeah, man, I'll be on your podcast. 100%. I'll be on your podcast. That'll be good. There's a lot of things that I have coming up.
You gonna tie down a date for him?
What's that?
To a date? You gonna commit to a day?
Oh, I'm gonna send him like 4 dates and say pick one.
Okay, we'll do it.
All right,
we'll do it.
4 dates and say pick one.
We'll do it. I'll be on it. And
pick
by the
one.
way, let's do this before I leave. We got 136 people on here. Let's now I got 2 social media guys, and Larry, he's not a social media guy, but Larry, then I'm going to go Larry, Build, Ride, Repeat, and the Real New York. I want your 2 social media guys to tell everybody where your Instagram is, where your podcast is, where your YouTube is, and all that stuff to all the people that's watching and listening. But Larry, since you don't have like a YouTube channel or whatever else, if you want to share your Instagram and other things, you can, and just whatever you want to say. Again, I want to thank you for being on the show tonight. Thank you for helping us out here. And it's been a good conversation. And next time we'll do a better job of staying more on the topic. But again, I appreciate you coming on the show. And it's always a pleasure riding with you. And I hope to see you again in Daytona at my event. You're going, right?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
I will be there. I just need to know the date of your event because I'll be there during that time of that week.
You're going to be in Daytona too?
You coming to Daytona?
Yeah.
Okay.
So all 3 of you guys going to be in Daytona.
All right.
We're ride. We are going to ride. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm actually putting on a ride in Daytona as well that I'm kind of working with. Shout out to Tiffany Renee. I know she's going to join part of it. ER is going to join part of it, which is everything regular, and a few other people by contact.
Oh, he's going to be there?
He said he may just be coming through to bring his bike because last year he came, but he didn't have his bike, and I wasn't there. But he said this year I'm trying to bring one of my bikes, and I said if you're there, I want to plan to put on a ride to go to like a few places and in at a place.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't talked to him in a minute, man. I'm gonna have to call him. We're gonna have to talk. All right. So Larry, you got anything? You have anything to add?
I wanted to say I appreciate being on the show and on the podcast here. And for the new riders, just really be careful and think about getting that Road King, because it is a great bike, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. And so, kind of like these guys say, I have known people that just naturally can ride, and they don't need, a lot of practice, but most of us do. So just be patient with yourself and ride your own ride. That's all I got to say.
Good advice. Good sound advice from a veteran, been riding for a while now. You said 40 something years, right?
Oh yeah.
Off and on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Larry. Again, thank you for being on the show. You can just hang out with us there for a second, unless you need to go.
I'm good.
All right. So Bill, Ride, Repeat.
Yeah.
Tell them about your where to find you on social media. But before we do that, I want to thank you for being on the show. Thank you for helping us out tonight. And every time I come to Elk Ridge and hang out with you, and you come up there and you take videos, and we've been to the racetrack together. We've been to, doing a whole bunch of stuff together. So thank you for, first of all, helping me out. And thank you for being on the show again tonight. And I can't wait till you get that Road King put together. And I can't wait till you're down in Daytona with your dad. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to have a great time. So yeah.
We're almost like play cousins now. You know what I'm saying?
Play cousins. Okay.
No doubt, man. Well, like I said, appreciate the opportunity. And like I said, it's always a pleasure to, talk trash and talk shop whenever you come up to the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I'm everywhere but Facebook under @Bill Ride Repeat on Instagram and here on YouTube. So www.billriderepeat.com, and it'll take you right to my YouTube channel. So check me out. Right. Make sure you check out my dad's build video, and you can meet my veteran dad on his trip down to Daytona at Tall's show.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing him again too, because he didn't see my dad at the track. He met my uncle and my cousins. Hey, and let me just say this real fast. When I tell you everybody's coming, everybody's coming. I mean,
everybody's coming. Okay.
Everybody's coming. I'm talking about, if you saw them on the YouTube, I believe everybody that's ever been on my YouTube channel will be there in Daytona. The outpouring of support for the show that I'll be putting on with Harley-Davidson at the near Bethune-Cookman area, college area, it is just an overwhelming support. And there's new bikes coming. A new. I'm not going to tell you who bought one, but there's some new bikes coming. Somebody bought another Harley. That's all I gotta say. Might be a couple.
Oh, true.
I mean, somebody had a silver Road Glide on the thing the other day.
Come on, man. Come on. You telling too much. You telling too much. Too much.
It's on your channel. You showed it.
Yeah, but I didn't. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about it. All right. So
the question is, are you gonna have the lowers on it when you get there?
You telling too much, man. You telling too much. I got. Hey, you know how we do as YouTubers. There got to be a big reveal for everything, right?
Yes. That's what it's about. Yeah. Matter of fact, speaking of that, Tall, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you for letting me come through. When you sent the message, I was like, I'm putting the kids to bed. I'm stopping everything I'm doing. I went down to my studio, turn everything on, turn the cameras on. Let's go, because I'll make sure I'm be on here. Everybody can catch me. I do interviews. Been doing it for 3 years now. I have over 1,000 interviews I've done with people from riding bikes to racing cars to a little bit of everything, and even stuff that goes on in everyday life. My YouTube channel, Real New York / New York in Your City, New York City Live Podcast. My IG, New York in Your City / New York City Live Podcast, and also my Spotify store, which I have stuff in it, even for Tall to fit. Yes, I sell stuff in there all the way extra long. I sell everything in there. New York in Your City Spotify store, and when you go to my IG, you will see it on there. Everything is 15% off right now. Until next week.
15% off right now. It's on sale. Get it while it's hot, right? There you go.
Get it while it's hot.
Man, I appreciate it, Real New York. And I mean that. Seriously. I sincerely mean that. I don't know how many live videos, how many comments. It seemed like you've been there from the beginning, man. You have been.
I have.
You have been, and I appreciate it.
I was there before you had 1,000 subscribers. That's how long I've been here. I just came across it by accident while I was working on somebody's bike, and I said, "Oh, somebody ride like me. Let me put this up." And I said, "Man, I think you had like 500 something subscribers at the time." And I said, "Oh, I'm following him." This before I even started YouTube, y'all. Before I started anything, the next thing I know, I just seen shoo. I was like, "Oh, what? Okay." So he's doing this thing, but definitely appreciate you, especially the rides that you've been on, because a lot of rides that I couldn't go on, especially having kids. And I'm like, oh man, he went to that. I was supposed to be there right now, but I'm holding my son when he was a baby, and my daughter on the other hand when she was a baby. And I'm like, look at me on that ride. I wish I was on there with him.
Yeah. Hey, I will say that I'm almost there with you as well, because I had a baby at this point almost 4 years ago, and I messed around, had another baby, and I promise, I'm done having babies. But like you said, like, yes, you could be out there getting those miles and enjoying those trips, man. But like, they're only babies for so long, man. And
there you go.
Them highways ain't going nowhere. Them
years, that's right.
Them years and the moments, whatever. So
you
did the right thing.
Good sound advice. Good sound advice. But when you're allowed to get out and you get some free time, let's put them in the wind. And I hope to see each and every one of y'all down there in Daytona this year. I got a ride planned. Well, I don't have it planned, but I'm going to do a ride while I'm down in Daytona. I got the thing on Friday, but I plan on. I'm not going to be down there with all my friends and family and not cruise down A1A. That ain't going to happen.
Right.
So we're going to cruise down A1A. That's the plan. So, guys, I want to thank. Now let me turn to the subscribers here. There was another donation, and I really appreciate it, from Mr. Hen Doggy Dog number 3. Says, thank you, gentlemen. I look forward to seeing y'all out on the road with my Road King. Mr. Hen Dog Doggy 3, please get you a Road King. I'm telling you, you will. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna get out there on the road. You have a good time. It's just an awesome feeling to get out there and make some.
Hey, tell him what his first 3 upgrades should be for his Road King.
Man, we running first 3 upgrades.
Yeah.
Custom dynamic lights.
Oh, definitely custom dynamic light. Hey, listen, we was trying to end the video. Be seen. Be seen. Custom dynamic lights. You want to be seen. Right. Then what I'm going to say this equally, be heard. Right. Chrome Works exhaust. You don't want to be riding around with stock pipes and nobody can hear you pulling up beside them. You want people to be able to hear you. Right. And then, man, I don't know. What's the third one? I'm going to let you do the third one.
You got to do bars.
Bars? Oh, yeah, bars change everything. That's a very good one. Bars change everything. That whole rider triangle, bars allows the bike to be custom fit to you. 10s, 12s, 14s, 16s. Bars changes everything. So very good. That's good. So lights, bars, and good exhaust is making some noise. It's not just, a lot of people think loud pipes are just to annoy their neighbors or whatever. Not so. You need to be seen and heard while you're out on that motorcycle. And there was another, hold on just a second, guys. There's another thing here. I want to say this. Someone said Tall brings us all together through bikes, a true positive energy that we all need right now. We need more people like him. Man, I appreciate that box thing. I do. I appreciate the kind words. And again, thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for watching the channel. I'm telling you this, I'm going to be on the Real New York's podcast. I'm going to be on there. Traveling Tall, Unplugged. I don't know what he's going to ask me. I might have to disconnect and say the phone dropped the call or something like that. But, we'll see. But anyway,
do I need to send you all the questions?
Nah, I ain't that bad, man. I ain't that bad.
Okay.
But yeah. All right, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody that took the time to hang out with us on this Wednesday night. I want to thank everybody that donated there, guys. That's gas money for the Harleys. So thank you for that. And I definitely appreciate it. I hope to see everybody down in down in Daytona this March for the Traveling Tall Custom Bagger Show in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's going to be an awesome show. Everybody's invited. And then I hope to see everybody in June at Run to the Hills. And then I hope to see everybody, first time mentioning this, at the Traveling Tall Campout. Oh, I just said that, didn't I, Larry? You just heard that, didn't you? The Traveling Tall Campout. It's going down this year. All right. Guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. Oh, and you're going to hear from me. Is it audio podcast or video?
It's just like this video using the same software.
Same software. Okay. All right. So you're going to see me on the Real New York's podcast and Build, Ride, Repeat. You're going to see me sooner than you think, but I'm not going to tell everybody when I'm going to be there, but I'll be there real soon. Put it that way.
All right. Hey, I might have to do Bill Live too and have everybody come on.
Okay. All right. We'll make it happen.
All right,
guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep gliding. And as always, have a blessed day. Thank you, guys.
Salute. Appreciate it.